Hello, I am joined by Honor. Hello, Honor.
What's going on, bro?
So why the name Honor?
I used to play Call of Duty, and I went by the name Honor SM Jesus. Long story, but I don't know. I just like was thinking of a name, and uh, thought Honor sounded cool. I didn't know anyone else with that name at the time, so I rolled with it.
Cool, cool. So what got you into Holdfast, and do you remember your first day playing?
Yeah. So what got me into Holdfast was War of Rights. Actually, I got War of Rights after looking up genre like that game genre on YouTube. And I played with a regiment, the 95th New York, and I thought their training was really boring and stuff like that. So I kept doing research on like the genre of the game, and I came across Holdfast, and then my first day I was just in a public match, and then I saw that the KRA were recruiting, and I joined them.
We actually have similar origin stories because I was actually a developer on War of Rights,
Oh shit.
and I didn't do anything crazy. Like I made a few like weapons and like props for them, but I kind of realized that War of Rights was like too. It's a very niche genre, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so did you feel the same way?
Yeah, I just thought it was like a military simulator more than a game. Like you can't really tell if you killed someone. It was just the controls were too much for me. And I just wanted something more simpler, which was Holdfast at the time, and I enjoyed that more because I played a line battle on my first day getting the game, and I loved it.
Awesome. Yeah, I have the same opinions of War Rights. But respect to the like the reenactors that play it and enjoy themselves. Like every game is for everyone, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
let's see here. So can you just tell everyone a little bit about like what you're doing right now?
Like, could you like what I'm doing in my regiment?
Yeah, just like your day-to-day activities in Holdfast. What like takes up your time?
Well, I am the leader of the TRR. So my day to day, I'm also currently a section leader of one of our companies, the Coldstream Guard, as they don't have a captain currently. So, most of my time is spent there leading them, their day to day organization and leading them in battle and stuff like that. For the regiment side of things, I oversee the whole regiment and our five companies, and I organize events and stuff like that alongside my other dudes in Ranger Command and yeah, just lead the regiment overall.
Cool. So being as brief as possible, can you kind of take us through your Holdfast journey and what kind of got you to where you're at right now?
Yeah, so my first day, I saw the KRA were recruiting, and I joined them because that was the first recruitment message I saw, and they looked appealing. I played with them for about I think 3 months as a skirmisher, and I loved it. And then one day I just decided I wanted to make my own regiment, so I left. And you know the whole story with the copy
Oh,
paste
do
smash.
I? Oh, do I?
No, but I made the TRR. I've been a part of a bunch of gaming communities in the past, and I never had my own. And I really wanted to have my own, and I never pictured it'd be this big. But yeah, so I developed the TRR in on June 25th, or July 25th. I'm sorry, July 25th, 2018, and we started off with me and like two other people, and slowly, I started recruiting a lot and got lucky, and I kept getting more people, and they recruited people, and it was just a chain reaction. And within, I want to say a month, we already had 110 enlisted, and we kept growing. And 2019, we hit our 500 member mark. 2020 kept growing, and we're where we're at right now. We're at 50 average attendance every NA battle, and EU battle we're about at 35, and it's just a good time.
Cool. Um, so the KRA, how did you come across the KRA and why did you choose them?
So I said before, I was in a public match, and I got the game to participate in line battles because I watched on YouTube. I watched Deplex Heated and Pixelated Apollo and all those guys, and I saw the line battles, and I was like, oh fuck, I want to be a part of this. And so I saw a recruitment message from the KRA, and I was like, you know what? This sounds cool. I'm gonna join their Discord, and I saw that they had a line battle that day, and I played in it, and I loved it, and that's how I got started in Holdfast.
So you're 3 months in the KRA. Can you just like describe like what kind of experience you had and what sort of people you were like talking to and dealing with?
Well, yeah, I loved it. For the most part, my CO was Leech's Barbosa.
Oh no! Oh, this interview is
which
gonna get real fun.
which at the time, none of that was out. You know what I mean? He was a cool guy at first when I met him, and then obviously what happened and everything. But at the time, he was a cool guy. Lame Bear, I was really close with. Love the dude. He's always positive. I was friends with Stormzy, Bacon Bender, um, and all those guys, and in the rifle company, and I loved it. And then just one day I didn't like it, and I wanted to make my own regiment. But it was a good experience in the KRA. They're a really good regiment.
Cool. So let's talk about sort of what made you leave. So did you leave or were you sort of pushed out?
So I left, but I didn't tell them I left, cause like I left and made my own Discord, right? And I fell asleep later that day, and they figured out I made the Discord, so I couldn't really defend myself. I wasn't awake. And I didn't tell them I left yet, so it's a shit show, you know. What caused me to leave? Alright, so like, they had a fucking huge regiment at the time. Sorry for cursing, and they had a huge regiment. I just felt like a number, and I wanted to make my own group. And at first, I wanted it to be not that big, but it kind of exploded with people. So, and I love it now, But
Um, so can we talk about the whole copy pasting thing? What was up with that?
yeah, yeah. So I had no experience with a I've never made a Discord before, and yeah, I'm not gonna like defend myself. You know what I mean? I did what I did. I copy and pasted their rank structure, right? Because I had no clue what I was doing, and I regret it. It was copy and pasting without their permission, and I feel bad, but I already cleared it up with Haybouse and everything. I apologize, all that stuff. It was 3 years ago. You know what I mean? And it was inexperienced, and that's why I copy and pasted all the rank structure and stuff like that.
Now you get a DM from a guy named Ostro, and you've probably never heard of him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what was going through your mind when like all that was going down?
I was just like, who the hell is this guy? He's like, what is going on? Like, I later did I know they blacklisted me from events and stuff. I was like, what did I do wrong? I thought it was an overreaction from the whole community, and it was completely like I didn't want that to happen. You know what I mean? Uh, Yeah, it was a mistake. You know what I mean? It was a mistake. I apologize to all of the people. I don't remember what I said to you. It was forever ago. But it was just the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Um, so like I've told Paprika and Spitfire this, but like when the TRR was born, you guys were born like in the worst possible situation ever, and all the signs around you were like pointing at just like a being the TRR being like a 2 week regiment, and I think it's like one of the most underappreciated like holdfast miracles that you guys somehow are not only alive but thriving. So like, why do you think that is?
So like I'm not a quitter. You know what I mean? Like when things get tough, that motivates me more to fix them. The TR has gone through so many rough patches, but we always overcome them. At the beginning of the regiment, I had two people, and a lot of people don't know this. I don't think anyone really knows this, but a couple people in my regiment. I actually disbanded the TRR 5 hours after I made it and joined the 114th, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing this, so I rejoined the TRR, remade them again, and recruited like two people. And my first battle, I merged with the RRCG after getting unblacklisted from them, obviously, because I went there and apologized and everything for the whole carry thing. And from there on, I was like, I'm not gonna quit this. I'm gonna see this through. And I just recruited 10 hours a day and kept getting people and just put in the work. And when things would get tough, I would just remind myself what I said when I started the regiment was I'm not gonna quit. You know what I mean? I'm not a person to quit. So I think that's something that's motivated me to keep the regiment going and surrounding myself with people that have that same mentality.
So can you speak a little bit about like the early days and just like the craziness that was happening?
Yeah, well, 2018 was pretty quiet. That was, well, not quiet quiet in the sense of drama, but really big in the sense of explosion. Like our regiment, fucking people were joining out the fucking window, like 20 a day. I was recruiting 20 a day, and we were getting 30 a day, and it was insane. And we opened up companies, and everything got built up and everything. And I was really inexperienced at the time, so I didn't know what to do, like with ranks and all that. And I promoted people really fast and stuff like that. But 2019 is when the friction really started because I wanted to make the regiment 50-50 in NA and EU. And that's where the friction started between my NA and my EU officers. And um, you want me to continue or?
So I think you're talking about Brexit.
Yes, the infamous Brexit.
Yes, I think if you listen to Spitfire's interview, he kind of went over that. Um, so I think like the number one thing you learned from that is like you can't promote people too quickly, or was there more things as well?
Yeah. I definitely rushed a lot of their promotions. Especially Steph. He was my lieutenant colonel. He's my 2IC, and I definitely rushed his promotion. I rushed a lot of guys' promotions, and it led ultimately them being more loyal to him. And it kind of they branched off and joined other regiments like the TRRB and stuff like that.
Okay. Um, yeah. So like, what was the TRR like after Brexit? Did you like reform the entire regiment, or what was going on?
I think after Brexit, I had a meeting with the whole regiment. Like we went into one voice channel and we talked it all out and weeded out like what was the rest of Brexit, like the people that were still going with those guys, and we got everything unified again. NA obviously didn't really get affected by it, so we were still pulling 50 plus to events. But EU was pretty devastated. Like I only had one NCO left from EU, and at that time I had about 14 staff of EU. So 14 to 1 is a pretty big hit. And a lot of my NA guys couldn't go to EU at the time, so it was like the NA guys that could had to like double manage stuff, and it was just more workload for them. And just at that time, our EU side was just kind of like busted, and I was like, you know what, we'll just take it easy and just try to build it back up, and that's what we've been focusing on the past year and a half, and we're finally at a point where we're kind of back into things with our European side.
So why has it been important to you to develop a European side, like being North American yourself?
Because I want a global regiment. I want anyone from any region to play in this community. I don't consider the TR regiment. I consider it a gaming community because we do a lot more than Holdfast, and I just want people from all over the world to come together and play. That's the main part about it. I don't really care too much about Holdfast anymore. I care more about my community. Um, and I'm not gonna just have it one region. I'm gonna focus on. I want to focus on everyone. That's why we do Oceanic now, Asian, European, NA, all of it. Because I want anyone to come here and play the game with us and have fun doing it.
Cool. Now I know that you took a break. I think it was for like army related reasons. Um,
Yeah.
but so did anything happen like after Brexit and before you took a break? Like anything big?
After Brexit and before I went to basic training, it was pretty just steady. Nothing much going on. I was just prepping all my command guys to take it over for 3 months without me and make sure they were all good. And that's literally that's basically the only thing that was really influential at that point between Brexit and that time where I left. Just getting the regiment back on its feet and keeping it that way.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk about like your what was it exactly? A deployment or training or what was it?
So I enlisted into the army and I went to army basic training for 3 months. Yeah.
Okay. So who took over the TRR when this happened?
So at the time, my 2IC was Marky Mark or Marcus. A lot of people know him by Marky Mark, but he was my 2IC. He was in the regiment since 2018, and you know, during that time he didn't have internet, so it was pretty unfortunate. And then I had Spitfire, Kexkoff, Ben, and I think that's who I had at the time as my other Ranger Command. And Marky Mark went off the radar. Same thing with Kex, he went MIA. So it was basically just Spitfire running the regiment. at the time, and it was a pretty dark time for the TR with attendance, and a lot of stuff was dying on the regiment, and it was pretty shitty. Yeah.
Now, did like if things carried on just like a little bit longer, do you think the TRR was like on the verge of collapsing or would have collapsed?
I don't think it would have collapsed. I just think it would have been harder to get it out of the dark time it was in.
Okay. So like these dark times, what exactly was going on like to make it like the dark times?
Just a lot of the officers weren't motivated to play anymore, or were inactive. The enlisted, same thing, and our channels weren't active, and uh, 3 of the Ranger Command out of the 5 weren't there. 2 of them were MIA, and it was just a big, shit show. We weren't really organized, and Spitfire was the only one to lead the regiment by himself, mainly, which is a big responsibility when you don't have really any officers that are active.
So when you come back, what exactly did you come back to?
I just came back to a big mess, and the first thing I did was figure out what the fuck happened, because they couldn't take the perms off the Ranger Command that went MIA. And I had Anthony too, which was a Ranger Command, and him and Spitfire got into a big argument, and I think Anthony left or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But yeah. So I started to the top. I had a meeting. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And we figured it out from there. We took the tags off the guys. Me and Spitfire talked, and Spitfire's a hell of a guy and a hell of a leader, and I couldn't be happier that he's in my regiment. And we started from the top and then worked our way down. I didn't have a computer for a while because I was transitioning to my move to Hawaii after basic training. So I had to manage it from my phone and just help him out, rebuild it. We rebuilt it together and stuff like that.
So what time span are we looking at? Is this early 2019 or when is this?
This is late 2019 into 2020. And the second month of 2020 is when things got a lot better, I think.
Okay, so have things been pretty stable for like the past year?
I think they've been more than stable. Like 2020 was good, but then 2021, we started with a victory in our RGL, and then after that, we just been booming on line battles, booming in recruitment. And now we have like 20 A-team meleeers, and we're getting prepped for NWL. So I think this year definitely more stable than last year. Like middle to late 2020 was really stable, but like this year's our year.
Now, one big reason for that RGL win was Paprika, and I think a few others that joined. Um, Pretty much like the 12 ES scragglers.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. No, fucking RGL was a journey, dude. It was like a fucking movie. So before they joined, I think it was, we were doing okay. I think we beat the 45E 15-1, and then we were looking okay. We weren't looking like a championship team, but we were definitely looking okay. And this was, and then Paprika, Jagar, Shanks, and Cornelius joined, and that's where we were doing okay. We were doing okay still. It was kind of hard implementing them into the lineup because some people were like, "Oh, well, I've been playing for a long time. Why are they taking my spot?" And we got through all that, and then that's when we started, progressing in talent. We were doing trainings every day, and Paprika was training up the guys, and Paprika's a beast at melee, and he was helping us out. And we took a whole new play style, and I'm pretty sure it was when playoffs happened. I organized a group fight with K-pop's team, the CC, I think that they were called. And we fought them 4 times in a week to figure out what the fuck to do to win. And we threw out everything we knew about group fighting, and we just did a simple line hold and then work off of that. And that's what we did the whole playoffs, and we didn't drop a single match. We just took it back to the fundamentals. I took a new IGL role in the center, and the center was me, Equal and Siege, arguably probably the best NA center to play. And we just our team just demolished every team. We fought the 63E in the first fight, and I'm pretty sure we beat them 15-5. And then we rolled through every other team going into the finals. And then we came back from I think it was a 12-14, and we were we broke the 14-14 curse to beat them 15-14 in the finals. And we beat them for Jagar. We dedicated that win to Jagar, and it was really a fucking journey, dude. Like, I don't know how we pulled it off, but we did. But yeah,
I don't think a lot of people had you guys winning. It was always like,
I think Spitfire was the only one to have us winning, and he's an
of
American.
course. Um, One of my favorite TRR stories is actually to do with Equal. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I think someone needs to send me an audio recording of.
I would, but without or with due with respect, I can't.
Oh no, screw respect.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can't. I can't. Dark times, dark times. No,
Oh, fun times.
he's definitely matured a lot more than he used to be.
Wasn't this just a few months ago?
I mean, a few months could be a big time difference, I guess, for maturity.
But no harsh feelings on Equal.
No, no, no. He's a great kid.
Cool, cool. Um, yeah, so there was RGO, and then I think you guys have the NWL coming up.
Yeah, and I'm fucking excited, dude.
Um, how have you guys participated in the NWL before?
Yeah, I think we placed fourth. That was my first ever competitive line league playing in, and we played pretty good. We lost to the 45E in the losers bracket due to my power going out, so I didn't get to play the first 5 rounds. But
Ooh.
because we went down 1-4, and I came in and tied it 4-4, and then we just lost after that. But sucked,
Um,
but came up short.
so this upcoming NWL, like, are you guys like planning something ambitious, or is it just like the same old, do your best?
Well, we're hoping it's 2 line, so myself and Pep can run a line. And we're hoping if it's not 2 line, then it's gonna be me and him still, and we're gonna probably alternate rounds or something like that. But me and him are definitely gonna be leading it. Pep's arguably one of the best line leaders in the game, and I think I know I'm biased obviously, but I think I'm one of the ones as well, and I think we're gonna bring it home this year.
Um, so I don't think you're really known as a dueler. Have you like participated in a lot of the 1v1 tourneys?
I have never participated in a 1v1 tourney. I'm just a group fighter. I just play in the center and get kills. That's all I do.
Yeah, when I think of honor, I just think of center. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
which is interesting because I know like there's some elite centers out there like Sin. They just somehow just managed to like make it work. But for me, like the center is so chaotic, and there's like people stabbing you diagonally, and there's like just all sorts of craziness going on. So like, what makes you like want to go center?
I've always played center, and especially with that IGL role, I like to be in the center so I can see the whole line. But when I play in the center, I take it slow. You know what I mean? I know it's hard to do that, but I take it slow. I look at what I'm gonna do, and I try to think before my opponent can, and I just look for openings. Like if I'm in the center with Siege and Equal, we usually have a plan of what we're gonna do, and then we just execute that plan. Like Equal, you're gonna target switch my guy. Siege, you're also gonna target switch my guy, and then I'm gonna try to push through that gap or something like that, something along those lines. But I try to just take it slow and not panic with the chaos because yeah, you're right, it's just chaotic. Everyone's just stabbing and looking for a target switch or something like that. So I think that's something that distinguishes me against other center players. Just taking it slow, just waiting for something to open up.
Now I think for the HDL at least, you were not actually in North America, right?
I'm in Hawaii right now, so that's why I play. I've been in Hawaii for the last 2 years, so that's why I play on like 130 ping. I played in RGL with 130 ping.
Oh wow. And you somehow make it work. Like, how do you make 130 ping work,
I
or
don't
like
know,
on a
man.
consistent basis?
I just I'm pretty sure I top fragged every group fight but 2 of them in the whole RGL fights, and I don't know, man. Like I don't think ping's that much of a factor than other people think. I'm on 130 playing guys on 20 ping, and I still kill them. You know what I mean? It's just stab them before they stab you.
It seems to me that offense doesn't take that much of a big hit on high ping, but defense surely
Yeah,
does.
it's more defensive. Yeah.
But you're not dueling anyone for like 10 minutes, right? So it's like
Yeah. No.
um, Yeah, like I always see like Wrecked and Pepperoni, like they top frag on like 160 ping. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
they're insane. They're insane.
So yeah, let's talk about the HDL a bit. You were drafted, I believe you weren't a waiver, right?
I was drafted fifth, I think, fifth round.
By Paprika.
Paprika. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how was that whole experience like?
Well, Paprika, his first two picks didn't attend a single match, so that was pretty shitty, for him. He tried to make it work with what he had, and props to him. I don't know all the stats because I didn't really participate in any of the matches as uh, I was pretty busy during that time. I think I attended two of them. I didn't play that great, but um, he made do with what he had.
So what was the biggest difference you noticed between HDL and RGL matches?
Well, RGL, you're playing with the boys. You're playing with all the guys you have chemistry with. You know what you're gonna do going into the match. It's a lot more fun for me because I get to celebrate a win or I get to learn from a loss with the same people. And HDL, I like half the guys I've never played with before or even talked to. So that chemistry wasn't really there.
Oh, okay. But did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed myself for the most part.
Cool. I don't think there was really any drama involving you. I think you were like with his team like the entire time, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were you happy with your performance? I'm not sure where you ended up on the stat sheet.
I played
But,
pretty average. I didn't really practice melee leading up to the HDL a little bit. After RGL, I stopped. Was HDL in the middle of RGL?
yeah, it was. They were kind of running at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I was mainly just focused on that. So when I was in the HDL matches, I didn't really play, I don't think, to my full potential.
Okay. Next time around, we should. It'll be after NWL, so I don't think it'll be competing with any other leagues, which should make it a lot smoother.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you participate in anything competitive after HDL?
I don't think so. I competed in the competitive Cav League and I casted the Skirm League, but that's it.
Now, I actually don't know anything about the Cav League. So do you want to like, explain that to me?
Yeah, yeah. So it's a detachment on each team. So let's say, for example, it's us versus the KRA. They field a detachment, we field a detachment. Last horses remaining stand or wins. Um, and like let's say you have Hussar, you can use your pistol for one shot, and then you have to charge. I think that's more of an outcast kind of thing. I just participated in some of the matches that they needed help in or subs in and stuff.
Now, can you block while you're on the horse?
I think you can. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think for a while you couldn't, and that was I think
I
that's a
think they
problem.
I think they fixed that. Or like you can clash the swords with somebody and like it'll cancel out the attack.
So is there like anything you're looking to get better at?
Line leading, especially for NWL. I'm pretty solid right now. I gotta shake off the rust for the competitive line league. It's a lot different than a line battle. So we're probably gonna organize some practices now in between the next month and get that ball rolling again and figure all that stuff out. But other than that, there's not much I can really improve on right now. I don't really want to improve on melee because I'm not really a dueler and I don't really find it fun. Group fighting, nothing really going on for that right now either. So just line leading right now. Really want to improve on.
What do you think makes a good line leader?
Awareness, common sense. That's a big one. Common sense, awareness, strategy, and being able to take criticism and feedback and learn from your losses and study your wins.
I'm pretty sure you've had to deal with both very good line leaders and like very maybe not so good line leaders.
Yeah, yeah.
So like when it comes to someone who's struggling with line leading, like what kind of approaches do you take?
Um, so we have like this LLP kind of thing in our regiment, which is our line leadership program, and all of our junior line leaders participate in that. And we have internal line battles and stuff like that. And when they're struggling with something, I give them feedback on what they could do better. And then we also have like map trainings where we take them to the maps we play and give them good like routes to take, good power positions on the map, and stuff like that. And usually our junior line leaders are our executive officers in our lines, so they're like the two IC, so they can learn what the CO is doing and take like experience from that. And just giving them that feedback and criticism is a big help to them to get better.
Okay. So going from enlisted, just following orders, pointing, shooting, marching, to going to like an NCO where suddenly you're in charge of a group of guys. Like what do you look for in people to like kind of make that transition for them?
A big one is initiative. Taking the initiative, like at the rank of corporal, which is our highest enlisted, taking that initiative to train people when the CO or when the officers aren't there, and um, initiative. Another one is just like leadership qualities, like when you're in the line battle, if the CO dies, just taking over quickly and being able to fight out of a situation, stuff like that. So leadership qualities, initiative. Another one is trying to think. Sorry. Um, those are my just main two ones. Is just being able to being able to overcome adversity and like in line battles or in like the Discord, like handling stuff, and then initiative, just taking initiative.
So you pay attention to people that may have like a rank of like private, but they don't act like a private. They act like they have ambitions to be like something much more. You pay
Yeah, for
attention to that.
Yeah, for sure. There's two different types of people. People that don't want to lead or don't really show those qualities, and people that do. And right now I lead a section of about 50 people, and it's pretty easy to see the people that want to move up and want to be an NCO in the regiment. So just looking at those people and then seeing what they're doing and stuff like that, that's when that just gets my like seeing what they're doing is just gets my attention, and they're on my radar whenever we do our promotions.
Now, I think it was actually Tyler who famously said that the TRR is like a bunch of small regiments and like a big army, just because of the way I guess your companies are structured. And I
Hmm.
know that the KRA, I think, has moved away from the whole company structure. So,
Yeah.
what do you think of the whole company structure, and do you think Tyler has a point?
It works for certain regiments and it doesn't work for others. It's just how you manage it. I'm the colonel or whatever, and I lead the whole regiment, but I'm also a company leader currently. And yeah, there is like different groups and these different companies and stuff like that, different friend groups and stuff like that, which is always fine. It incentivizes people to play the game, and it motivates them to play with those people, which I love about the game. It's how the in the real world you do it with the army and everything. And yeah, sometimes it could be a little bit much to where it's five different companies, but when we're in a line battle, it's one army all the time. We always coordinate together as one TRR. And when we're doing stuff competitively, we're one TRR no matter what. Out of battle, friend groups, they play the games and everything, and yeah, it's companies or whatever. But when it really matters and when we're going through stuff together, it's always one TRR, and everyone understands that um, in the regiment.
So it does seem like companies organize everything, but what are some of the advantages of just not having any companies?
Uh, like not having a company structure.
Yeah, because there are some prominent regiments that just don't have any companies, right? But they seem to make it work.
Yeah, I really haven't experienced that because I've always led the company structure in the TRR. We've always had it. But I think an advantage to it is probably being a little bit more organized because you're only focused on that one thing. You know what I mean? Like I have five different officers for the five different companies. So and they manage those five different sections of a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Okay. Um, how different are the companies? Like, are they like one's for skirmishers, one for RD? Like, are they divided like based on what they'll be doing in events?
Yeah, so we have two infantry companies, the Coldstream Guard, which I lead, and the Gordon Highlanders, which Pep leads. My section is, well, our motto is first in, first out. We push pretty aggressive all the time. and we usually die first, which is a blast. I mean, we love it. We have a lot of fun while playing. Pep's line is more of a melee kind of oriented infantry section, and they're a lot more. They have a lot of fun too. You know, they play aggressive as well. But their I think their average skill is better than ours, but we have more members. Our Dublin skirmishers is led by Woot, and there are light infantry, and then the Belfast battery is led by Spitfire, and they are artillery, and they're also focused on melee uh, prominently because they usually last to all charge since they're in the back of the map. And then the Scots Greys are led by Outcast, and that's our cavalry.
And members within the TRR can transfer to any company they want, like at any given time.
So we have limits on each company. We have 12 priority and 16 reserves. So reserves are people that are currently undergoing training to get that priority role. So you can have 28 people in in our second battalion companies, which is the skirmishers, the artillery, and the cavalry. So 28 in each of those companies at any given time. And if they're full, then you can't transfer into them until a spot opens up. And if you want to transfer into them, you have to reach the rank of regular, which is our third enlisted rank. If that makes
And,
sense.
and you get regular, I'm guessing, by like mainly attendance.
Attendance, initiative, performance, activity, recruiting. There's a bunch of factors. All of our enlisted ranks, have standard promotion ranks like in time. But we have
Okay.
a waiver system. If they're doing really good or stuff like that, you can waiver them to the next rank.
So do you guys handle promotions like pretty like basically like compared to other regiments, like nothing special?
So we have a promotion sheet on our Google spreadsheet, and every Saturday we insert our promotions, and there's a voting system on each company, which the COs and the NCOs vote on them, and there's like reasons why they voted no or reasons they voted yes, and then Sunday is when we have our promotion ceremony, so that's when those promotions get transferred from the spreadsheet to actually being awarded to the people that are getting promoted.
Okay. Um, so what was the TRR's melee scene looking like before Paprika came in? Because like, did Paprika come in like, and did he save it or did he just sort of like add to it?
He definitely added to it and saved it in a sense. It was getting better, but it wasn't taking that next step. Him joining, I believe, him and Spitfire made a great tandem to get it revamped and get it back up and running. Our average skill in all charge is definitely a lot better now than it was before Paprika joined, and we are continuing to improve it.
I don't know what it is about like TRR members, but you guys always seem to go to the KRA first and don't like it, then you just
Hey man.
come to the TRR.
Hey man. Hey man, it's an experience.
Fucking hilarious. It's kind of sad now because the KRA's like NA melee side is kind of evaporated. Um, but just
Yeah,
a
it
few
sucks.
months ago, they were looking extremely scary. It's
Yeah.
crazy how things. It's crazy how quick things can change, right? Just like within a few months.
Yeah, I mean, we as a regiment have had like 7 breakoffs, you know. It's really shitty to say, but it sucks, you know, stuff changes here and there, you know, and you never know when it's going to change.
Have there been any like big regiments, like or big or small, merging into the TRR?
Merging into, I think we've only had one regiment merge into us, and it was the GMB, the Green Mountain Boys, and that was a regiment of 5 people. So take it what you want it, you know, or take it.
Like, are you looking to kind of swallow some of these small regiments, or like, what's up with that?
No, I mean, I believe in if you want to or you play where you have fun at. You know, if they're having fun in their small regiment, then whatever keeps them in the community, because this community needs to keep growing. And if they have fun there or they have fun here, it's wherever they have fun at. You know, at the end of the day, everyone's playing the game for the same reason, fun. If you're not having fun, then what's the point in playing? So I don't really care if a regiment wants to merge into us. If they do, then I would discuss it with them. But at the end of the day, I'm fine with what we have right now.
So you're not looking to be like the next KRA Empire.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're one of the biggest regiments right now. So I mean, I don't even know if you can consider us not an empire. You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see you
yeah.
flexing.
Yeah. Just had to throw that out there.
um, so you guys mainly play Hold Fast. Would you consider yourselves like more of a community as well, like playing other games?
Yeah, so we have an Arma unit. We had a War of Rights regiment, but that kind of died out. We have a Clash of Clans, Clash Royale clans. We had a squad unit. We have Minecraft servers, Space Engineer servers. People play D&D. We have a whole games list that people ping and play for. We have CS:GO lobbies, Rocket League lobbies, Rainbow Six, just the whole thing. We play a lot of other stuff other than Holdfast.
Cool, cool. I think we need to talk about that visitors channel and all the hell that goes on there. What is going on with that channel, or has
I
it
just
cleaned up
I just
lately?
love pinging them, you know. I just love kicking the bee's nest, you know.
Oh my god.
Nah, the visitors channel. We have two channels now: the visitors and the regiment representatives. So the representatives channel is more of the important stuff. The visitors is just to fuck with people and I guess just have fun in that channel. Usually when we have like group fights or something like that, we post the Twitch links in there and I ping them for stupid stuff, and it's just fun seeing everyone's reactions and everyone posting memes and stuff. It's just like a community channel for the whole fest community that just want to be in our Discord, I guess.
So the TRR does sort of have a stigma of just being like a bunch of little kids running around.
Yeah.
So do you think that stigma is well deserved, and are you looking to do anything about it?
I don't think that stigma is well deserved. Like, I think half my officer staff are like 25 or above. Um, and yeah, like we used to have like our average age was like 14, right? But now it's probably like 16, 17 or 18 around that area, and we have a lot of people matured. Um, when we go to battles, yeah, there's some of those immature guys, like 3 or 4 that ruin it for the whole bunch. But most of the time, we're pretty serious and pretty competitive when we do our line battles and stuff like that. When it's game time, it's game time. And I don't see too much messing around. Obviously, we love to have fun. You know, I mess around a lot as a regiment leader. You know, I'm probably one of the more immature regiment leaders in battles, and you know, I mean, it's a fun time. You know, we're all playing to have fun, and yeah, I don't really break rules, but at the same time, I just like, you know, we charge into battle or, you know, sometimes we shit talk and, you know, I mean, other regiments do it too. You know, not everyone's a saint, but at the end of the day, it's a game and we're here to have fun. You know.
So I know like regiments such as like the NR9, they have like a pretty high standard of the sort of people who get into their regiment. Um, where do you think your standards are, and are you what do you think about them?
Well, to enlist in our regiment, you just gotta, you know, be 13 or above, which is the Discord TOS. And I think the NR9 is a 16 age limit. They're younger guys. They sometimes recommend them to us. Same thing with the 45E. Because I think they have an age limit as well. So that's one of the standards. Is I mean, I guess is pretty lax is the age requirement, and you just have to post your Steam link. And that's about it. That's all you got to do to join the regiment. I mean, it's not much to it.
Are there any red flags you look for? Like, have you rejected people in the past?
Yeah, if they have racist names or kind of sus profile pictures or stuff like that, we usually reject them for, or pretty edgy fucking statuses on their Discord, or also if they don't post their Steam link because sometimes alts try to join our Discord and we're trying to avoid that. That's why we have the whole uh, Steam profile link now added to the application.
Okay, but that doesn't happen too often, you'd say?
No,
Like,
not anymore. The alts kind of happen here and there, but other than that, not really often at all.
I know I know Rico is a king of alts. He actually had a little incident today. Um, yeah, it seems Rico is a bit sus. Do you want to talk about him at all?
He's a handful. We actually had a Ranger Command thing about him today as well. That's kind of funny.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, he's a handful. You know, you're always gonna have those members in your community. I don't hate him. You know, I don't hate him because he trolls. I mean, there's always gonna be people like that. He likes to have fun, and I'm not gonna take that away from him. But at the same time, he just needs to know when to stop. And he got his incident got handled by Outcast, which is his company leader. So I'm not going to go further onto that.
Okay. It's funny because I remember him in the 12ES and he seemed like he was mature, but then I don't know. I guess he just
Yeah.
deteriorated from there. Um, let's see here. Um, so I know you guys had like a code of conduct thing recently. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Um, like were things getting bad? Like why do you think you needed to kind of bring that up?
Yeah, so some of my members were posting like pretty sus gifs and stuff, and I have some older members that were in the regiment, and they didn't really feel comfortable with them that stuff's being posted, and I was getting pretty sick and tired of it. So I made the code of conduct, and I told people, if you're gonna keep doing that, then I'm gonna just ban you from the regiment. I just threw it out there, Um, I just wasn't having any more of it because whenever you have people leave over stupid stuff like that, then you have to step in and.
Have you had to like ban people from the regiment? Like not I'm not talking like Brexit stuff. I'm just talking about like on an individual basis.
Um, Yeah, like people just joining the Discord randomly and posting like porn in the reception. I've banned those guys. But not. I don't think any of our members have gotten banned besides one member that kept posting stuff. I banned him. But other than that, no.
So you're not like scraping the bottom of the barrel, and you're not like you have standards, right? You're not just like
Yeah, 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 of
you're not just
course.
going for numbers, right?
No, I
Mm.
could care less about numbers to be honest. We have our active core and everyone enjoys playing with each other, and we built kind of a family in the TRR. And um, yeah, I could care less about numbers. Obviously, I want new people to join the community, and we keep building it, and I keep meeting new people because that's always a lot of fun, meeting new people and learning more about people and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna break our rules, then there's no room for you here. It's pretty simple rules. It's not even really strict rules. It's just don't post porn in the Discord and don't be toxic as fuck to people and don't bully people. It's pretty easy to follow. You can do anything you want on your own time in your own Discord, but when it comes to our community Discord, it's just not going to be tolerated.
So are you guys sort of like loyal to Holdfast, or do you think like if something better came along, like say like Sword and Musket just all of a sudden like blew up, like would you consider moving your regiment over
Well,
to
we
another
actually
game?
just claimed 50 keys for Battle Cry of Freedom, and we've been beta testing that with them and looking into that. We're always looking at what's good for the regiment. We've already had that talk about sword and musket, and we probably will transition over there when the time comes. But we still will probably play hold fast. It just depends the circumstances behind the game. If it's a good game, if it's shit, then probably not. But if it's a good game and everyone enjoys it, then we'll probably transition over there while still maintaining our presence in hold fast.
Okay, I know that a lot of people, including myself, are kind of disappointed with the with AGS with the past few months. It doesn't seem like anything of real value has been added to the game. It just seems like it almost seems like they're working on a different game and they're just like adding the occasional map or skin every now and then. Um, so I think they are planning an update. I believe next month or maybe in a few weeks. So like, are you at a point where you need to like start seeing something from AGS, or are you kind of okay with AGS right now?
I'm pretty content with the game where it is right now. Obviously, I want a new faction or something that's going to rejuvenate the game and bring a lot more people into it. So I would like to see an update. I'm not pissed off at AGS for not releasing anything. It's whatever because we've gone longer without an update. Obviously, you know that as well, especially with Melee. And I'm not gonna like be pissed off at them. It's whatever at this point. Obviously, I want something, but I'm gonna be here when it gets here.
Um, so like you're not looking for like anything major. I know I know Tyler went off on like skins and stuff, but
I mean, I don't see the reason they keep updating skins when we can just be modding skins now.
yeah, I've seen some very funny. I think I've seen like full on tanks. Like the things you can do is pretty
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
we've had tanks on our training server. It's just so funny.
um, so what do you think is like the average skill level of a TRR member, and like are you happy with that level?
Like on a scale of like 1 to 10.
Yeah, or like discipline, professionalism.
Discipline is pretty good. Obviously you have those people that, are younger and or people that just like to fuck around and stuff, but it doesn't really affect how we play. Melee, on a scale of 1 to 10, like overall regiment skill in an all charge, probably around like a 5 or 6. Shooting's pretty good. And then formations are always solid. We have a melee tier system, and you can get evaluated in our regiment F through A, and the average member is probably around D to E. So.
Um, do you guys take up a whole faction when you play land battles, or is it a few regiments with you guys as well?
For NA, our weekly events, we pull 40 to 50. We just pulled 55 around today, and we had two other regiments with us, two small ones. So we do make up the majority of the faction. On the weekends, we can pull around 60, and it's the same thing. We're either the whole team or we have some small regiments with us.
So you guys attend a lot of events. I think it's like what 14 a week or something crazy like that.
14 or 15 a week. Actually, hold up. I think 17 a week with the Australian events.
Oh my god! So that's like 2 to 3 events per day.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even like logistically manage that? Like, that's pretty crazy.
So we have Sorry. We have everything on a spreadsheet. Every single thing. We have a scheduled channel. Nothing in our regiment is mandatory to join. You play what you want whenever you want, and we're not going to kick you out of the regiment if you don't play. We do have like an on leave system though. If you're gonna be gone for more than 2 to 3 weeks, and put it in, just to let us know so we don't like forget about you or something like that. You don't lose your rank, stuff like that. Um, if we haven't seen you in over 3 weeks, and we just put veteran tags on you or visitor tags, and then when you come back, we just give you your rank back. So you're not losing anything. Um, but yeah, we logistically manage it on our spreadsheet. We count kills for every event, kills event average, um, attendance for every event, everything across the board. And how we do that is we screenshot all the scoreboards, we screenshot all the channels when the event goes on, and we have channels that we put it in. And that's how we manage it logistically. It's a handful with 17 events a week, but that's why we have staff from all three regions and people that are really motivated to keep it going and keep it for the community. And a lot of people love it. Every time we've removed events, people keep asking to have more. So we're giving the people what we want or what they want.
Now, keeping track of like the total kills and attendance and everything, does that sort of help you like determine who gets to be like on the competitive team?
No. Our competitive application is completely different for that. We just keep track of kills just to see how everyone's doing, like the sections and the companies, and for a little competition and stuff like that. Like my section got the highest this week, and it's just fun to like banter towards other companies, like, oh, we got more kills than you or whatever, and it just like motivates people to try to do better and stuff like that. Our competitive applications, let me pull them up real quickly. Um, so Spitfire handles that. Spitfire and Paprika, I believe. And do you want me to just read you off the requirements to get into competitive?
Sure.
You gotta be E3 plus, so that's regular, the rank of regular or above, um, which is pretty easy to obtain. Um, must show activity. So if you're gonna be on the comp team, you gotta be active. Gotta be infantry and melee certified. So you just attend infantry and a melee training. And then you must be evaluated in melee. It doesn't matter what level you get. You must be evaluated. And then um, we accept you, and then you can play on whatever you want. If we play our A team in matches, obviously those new players probably won't get a chance to play. But we also organize B team fights and stuff like that in NWL. Most likely, a lot of people will get to play, and we'll try to rotate people in and out and stuff like that.
So the A team roster, how does it look like right now, and sort of how was it developed?
It looks a lot. Sorry, it looks a lot better than when we won RGL finals. To be honest, we picked up Power, we picked up Hunter, we have Tyler now. So I believe it's me, Equal, Dank, Spitfire, Siege, Pep, Outcast, Fanta, Yeet, K-pop, Power, Hunter, uh, Cool Guy. I don't think I'm missing anybody. I think that's about 16 people. So it's definitely grew a lot. So.
Like, how do you decide who gets put on the A team, and like, is there anyone like left out that's gonna be disappointed?
So I'm not gonna say how we determine how we. Well, fine. I'll say this because I don't want to reveal our strategy. But for different regiments we play a different amount of people, um, based on what we think is best for us. You know what I mean? So like for example, I'm gonna just throw an example. Let's say the 77th. We look at their lineup. They have a lot of depth. So we're not gonna run more players. We're gonna run our best like 10 instead of our best 15, because the 15 would favor them. And then from then we pick our best 10. And if some of those 10 aren't doing good, then we rotate people in and rotate people out. That's kind of how we strategize that.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think Equil is sort of like a special case because I remember like for the longest time Equil was like the king of bottom fragging, and then like
Yeah.
out of nowhere like he just blew up.
So yeah, yeah. So it was a KRA playoff fight in RGL, and we didn't have enough people, or we had enough people, but we had our 11th spot, and we were like, you know what, we're gonna give Ekwal a chance, and we put him in the center with me, and he top fragged. He dropped like almost 40 kills, I think, and we were like, you know what, this is it. We're gonna put him on our A team roster, and then we stuck with it. And the kid has been fucking insane. He just won the Kumite, and he still slept on. You know what I mean? And he's just a beast. He put the time in, and he got rewarded for it.
it's pretty crazy because he got good like really fast. Like I don't know like what clicked in his
He
brain, but
grinded.
something got um yeah, but like he's always like been putting the work in, but like uh for the longest time he always seemed like to be like at that bottom tier, and then just all of a sudden he just like spiked,
Yeah,
and it's just been crazy to see his progression.
I think what really motivated him was people counting him out and like not giving him the respect he kind of deserved at his skill. Yeah, he bottom fried for a long time, but he put in all that work, and and like it probably motivated him to get better. And he's definitely proved it. He was MVP for our RGL team, and he won the Kumite. You know, he's got nothing else to really prove.
So did you always have ambitions of like the TRR being like a top tier competitive regiment, like when you first made it?
After I got my taste of competitive with NWL, I was hungry for a dub. And we've always came up short in our skirm. We placed second in our skirm league. We placed fourth in NWL. We placed second in the skirm league again. And I was like, you know what? We need to get a fucking championship. And after getting second again in the first RGL, your RGL, we were like, we're fucking winning this next championship. No fucking nothing. We're winning it. And that just, I think that was it for everyone. We didn't get Spitfire. I want to get Spitfire a dub because he kept coaching our team and we couldn't give him one. And it was time. It was time for the TRR to get a win. So that was our main motivation, was getting a championship back to the TRR. And after coming up short 15-13 to the QRR in the previous league was really a heartbreaker.
Oh, that was crazy because I'm pretty sure they dusted you just like a few weeks before.
Yeah, we definitely improved drastically in that time frame.
Speaking of Spitfire, I know that he actually left to join the KRA for a bit.
Yeah.
So like, do you remember that time and like what was going through your mind?
Yeah, yeah. When he left, I was like, you know what? He's probably leaving because he's just not enjoying our regiment anymore. And I'm all for, if you're gonna leave, go to somewhere where you're gonna enjoy. And it was his decision. I wasn't gonna be mad at him for it.
Was this after that he sort of took over when you
Yeah,
left?
yeah, yeah. This was way after, I think, or it was like, I want to say like, honestly, I don't remember, but I want to guess like probably like 3 to 4 months. I think I'm not sure though.
Oh, okay. But I guess you were happy when he came back. Do you remember
Oh
when he
yeah,
came back?
dude. Yeah, I do. I do. He joined back. I gave him Lance Bombardier. But then I was like, you know what? No one can lead my artillery company like he can, and I need another guy out there that really loves the game and really loves what he does. And I promoted him back to RC. He's one of the best person, or he's probably the best person I've ever worked with in the game, and I love the dude.
He for me like I'm not really constrained to like one regiment. I've always been interested in like sort of like how the holdfast community is like doing like on a broader scale. So it's always like interesting for me to talk to Spitfire about like holdfast drama
Yeah,
and like what
he's
regiment's up
involved with
to.
everything. He's
Yeah.
involved with everything, and I'm like, dude, how do you do all that? Because like I don't talk to any other regiments. I'm one of those regiment leaders that's like not really involved in like relations at all.
Yeah, like he's starting to like host, like helping me run run a lot of leagues and stuff, and it seems like he has a lot of responsibility in the TRR as well. So like I don't know how he manages everything.
Yeah, he does.
But
He's a beast. He's really smart. He's a really cool dude to work with.
I think he's in school as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's I think he's going to college for aerospace engineering. He's trying to go for that or something like that. Something along those lines. I hope I didn't get it wrong, but something like that.
Um, has there been like a recent enlisted or like a recent officer that you've just kind of been noticing that's been like doing really good, and you want to give them a shout out?
Uh yeah, there's actually quite a few. For sure. Recently, definitely Zarkanoth. He's my 2IC in the Coldstream Guard, and he manages a lot of my day to day with administration and stuff like that. Same thing with Johnny Bear. He's my 3IC. And then Gunstar Hero, he's Pep's 2IC, and well, Paprika as well. Those two lead the Gordon Highlanders like insanely. And then all my RC guys, Woot, Cast, and Spit, and SpongeBob, all those guys, and Pep. You know, those guys I couldn't run the regiment without, and I couldn't be happier to have the staff I have to run the regiment with me.
Um, I don't actually know much about SpongeBob, probably because he kind of manages the EU side. But how important has he been to the regiment?
So he used to be our aux major. Yeah, we had an aux company, which got disbanded in our restructure. But he's been with me since around the beginning as well, and he's always been there for me. And this is the nicest dude you will ever meet. Like I've seen him mad maybe once or twice, but other than that, never. And he is just so positive, and he's pretty intelligent and knows what he's doing, and he's a really good help for me for European and for oceanic stuff. And um, I needed a guy that could run stuff while I'm not online, and he's definitely the dude for it. It was before that it was Siege, but Siege wanted to go down to be in skirms, and then I picked SpongeBob because he was well rounded.
Um, Siege has like sort of a weird personality. Like I feel like he sort of behaves like all the other Tiara members, but he just seems like a bit quieter. But then sometimes like he'll just like be very extroverted like out of nowhere. Like I don't know, is this just me noticing this, or are you kind of noticing like Siege has sort of like a weird personality?
Siege is Siege has been with me since the third day of the regiment, and he's always been open around me. Like I've known him since he was 13, and now he's like 15. So like he's always been like open around me, like with like vibing out and stuff like that, and chilling. And I guess when he meets new people, he could be like that. But for the most part, he's pretty out there, like with like being like talkative and stuff like that. I guess it just depends who he's talking with and if he knows them well or not. I don't know.
Um, yeah, he's been mailing for like a long time. I don't think he does top frag sometimes, but I don't think like it's on a very consistent basis. So I do hope that he like pulls an Equal and does like get over that hump.
I think he's a very X factor player in group fighting. Like if he does good and he does his role, we're gonna win every time. And he can pop off when he wants to, I guess, in that sense. Like he's insane. He's a good player. I guess yeah, he has to go through that hump though if he wants to be the best. But I don't know if he's still grinding melee or not.
Now I do want to talk about a certain situation that happened between you and Tyler. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I've brought this up with both Paprika and Spitfire in their interviews, and
Yeah,
it's
I
just been
watched
really
the interviews.
funny. So like, do you want to explain that a little bit?
I mean, there's not much to it, dude. I mean, we were talking before that in voice, and it sounded like he wanted to join the regiment, and I furthered on with it. Not trying to poach him, but he asked me what rank he'd get, and I gave him the answer. And then I think, I don't know if it was Getty or whatever, but I think someone like wrote stuff for him or whatever, and like baited me into like, I don't even remember how the conversation went, but baiting me into like trying to look like I'm sniping him, and then I got in trouble or whatever, and it was a whole shit show. But I ended up apologizing to Getty and whatever, and it all worked out in the end. But my intention wasn't to poach him. I was just answering what the conversation was about, and he asked me what rank he'd get and everything. So
So I think the best thing to do in that situation would be just to talk to Getty like directly and just like be like, hey, like Tyler is talking to me about this and this and that. Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure, for sure. I could have handled it way better, honestly. It was so stupid, but
um, so we don't actually get to see like in this community like I think like a lot of the red sniping slash like poaching disputes and claims like they kind of get handled and settled like behind the scenes. This one sort of like kind of blew up. I think Getty like started messaging like other regiments and stuff
yeah,
like
I got
that.
a
But
few DMs from other regiment leaders about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like, what do you think of like poaching and red sniping?
I mean, intentionally going to someone and being like, "Hey, I'll come offer you a better rank if you join my regiment." That's just, I think that's like what poaching is. And I think that's fucking, unacceptable. I don't want people DMing my guys that, you know what I mean? But if someone genuinely wants to come to the regiment for a better experience and you're talking to them about it, I don't think that's poaching. I think that's you talking to them about what they're asking you about. You know what I mean? If that made sense.
So you're pretty much saying like if they approach you first, then it's
Yeah,
okay.
like let's say for example, you approached me, and let's say you're in the 42nd or whatever, and you were like, "Hey, Honor, I think I would have a lot more fun in the TRR. What rank would you give me?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, I would say, I don't know this or whatever." And I don't think that's poaching. I think that's you coming to me with a question and I'm giving you an answer. But if I were to DM you, like, "Hey, bro, you're in the 42nd. I think you'd have a way better time in the TRR. I could offer you whatever." That's poaching. I think that's blatant poaching. You know what I mean?
Right. Because you don't want like your members like as soon as they wake up their inbox filled with just a bunch of invites to their regiments, right? Like you want to kind of keep them away from that.
Yeah, in the end, I'm like, if wherever my guys want to do, if they want to stay in my regiment or they want to go to another regiment to have more fun, in the end, I'm always going to support it. So that's just how I think of it as.
But it's good for like their choice to be like their choice and not like influenced or
100%.
manipulated by
100%.
other people, right?
100%.
Um, so like if someone did end up joining like a different regiment because they were like offered a rank or something, like an argument um that poachers will have is like, well, did you even want them in your regiment to begin with? Like, if they were gonna leave for that rank, like, what do you think about that?
Could you explain the question more? Because I really didn't understand it.
So like, if someone does leave your regiment for rank, um, are you even gonna like miss that type of person if they would leave your regiment just because they were offered a higher rank?
Yeah, at the end of the day, if they're gonna go to a regiment over a virtual rank, then I mean, I guess it's their decision. I can't really like, fucking go back and be like, oh well, have an argument with them. There's really no point. I'm just losing. I'm just wasting my breath.
People are just gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. I can't control what people want to do. I can control if they're having a fun environment in the TRR, though. You know what I mean? Like, I can control, or well, I can't really control it, but I can make a better environment for them to have fun in the TRR. And that's the end of the day. That's my goal is to make sure people have fun. And if like you're not enjoying yourself and you want to go somewhere else, then I'll fully support you.
Um, let's see here. Yeah, it's kind of funny because Tyler did end up joining the TRR, so you guys went like full circle.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Honestly, I don't know. 1 second, let me check my messages with him. I don't know if
I think maybe a paprika.
I don't
Got
even think I would. Yeah, I think he hit up Paprika to join.
yeah.
I don't think it was me that he hit up, but I don't know how that worked out. I said I don't really hold a grudge. I don't really hold grudges, so I said yeah, let's go for it. And he's been a pretty good line leader in the regiment and a pretty good member. So
Cool. Uh, what has hold fast meant to you?
um, honestly, like Hold Fast meaning to me. I mean, it's been a really fun game, but I mean, it introduced me to a really great community. Without Hold Fast, we wouldn't have a Hold Fast community, and Whole Fest community is really interesting because there's just so many different characters and so many different people, and I'm really thankful for the people that I've met along the last 3 years and the relationships I've made and friends I've made and people I've talked to and stuff. And I guess I guess it means a lot if it gave me this community.
Um, is there anyone you're close to both inside and outside the regiment?
Inside, definitely Outcast. He's my person I always play video games with. Siege, Johnny Bear, those guys. Pretty close with Spitfire. Paprika, really close with Paprika. After Outcast. But outside the regiment, I used to be close with Taylor. Um, I used to be close with Italian Turtle. Those guys. I really like the 45E. Um, that's pretty much it. Starblazer, close. I used to be close to him because we're from the same state. But yeah.
Cool. Um, just some final questions here. So do you wish like you could have done anything differently? I'm guessing when the regiment formed, I guess you could have done that a little bit smoother. But
Yeah.
anything outside of that?
I mean, like you covered that right there. I mean, obviously not copy and paste from the from the KRA. Definitely have more experience because I definitely fast promoted a lot of people and made a lot of inexperienced decisions along the way towards the beginning. So I just never ran something before like that. So just more experience, I guess, and just doing a little bit of things differently. But other than that, I mean, I love where we're at right now. I couldn't be happier. I never pictured us about 3 years in and one of the biggest, if not the biggest regiments right now, and one of the most skilled regiments right now, if not the most skilled. So.
I think you said you wanted to get better at line leading. Is there anything like personality wise that you're looking to um, improve about yourself?
Uh, what do you mean, like personality, as in like line leading, or my own personality?
Um, I think some other people said that like they can be a bit too strict on people sometimes, so they like they tone it back, just stuff like that. Or do you think you're at a good balance?
I think we're at a pretty good balance. Like, we don't do PTS or any of that because we want people to have fun. But when we're like in an engagement, then yeah, that's when people stop talking and stuff like that. And I think we're at a pretty solid balance.
Cool. Um, I think you've already said the people that are doing a pretty good job.
Yep.
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, just like people who have influenced you, like since you started playing, or have it been important to you?
Yeah. In my early days, McCormack was a big help for me. He always tried to help me out. Definitely Italian Turtle. He taught me how to shoot. So taught me how to, shoot in the game and gave me that step to teach my guys. And probably Italian Turtle, Taylor. You know, who else? Lame Bear. Great positive dude from the KRA, and he is a fucking awesome guy. And everyone should like be kind of like him in the positivity sense. Like I don't think I've ever seen him negative. Cool, very cool guy.
Awesome. Do you have like any final messages or final words of wisdom to like all your TRR members, past, present, future?
Nah, they already know. They already know every day. I tell them how good they're doing and how good we're gonna be, and I just want to let every regiment know we're coming for that NWL chip. Just saying, got to get that dub.
Well, there you have it. This has been the Honor interview. Thank you, Honor.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everyone.